Yo, yo, yo. My name is Anime Dad, and I hope you had a fab day and are ready for another fantastic episode of the Anime Dad's Dudes podcast. Um, with me, as always, is my BFFG for life, Bjorvio. Bjorvio, why don't you introduce yourself and tell the audience three things that they might not know about you?
Hi everyone, I'm Bjorvio. You can find me on the social media under TikTok as Bjorvio, or you can find me on Instagram as Bjorvio. Three things that you might not know about me. Number one is that I practice speaking really, really fast for no apparent reason. Hey, that's kind of cool. Number two is that one thing that you might not know about me is that my favorite color is red. And another thing that you might not know about me is that under sunlight I grow a lot of hair, and then when the moonlight goes away, it all goes back. So I'm like an anti-werewolf.
Anti-werewolf. That's a good movie. I'd watch that. I'd watch that. I'd give it 5 stars. It is great to be here. We are excited to talk to you and talk to each other, really. We often forget we have people listening, but we appreciate you listening. And we saw a comment come through about a recommendation for a show to watch. And yeah, if you might hear my daughters in the background, I apologize for that. But if you have any recommendations, please send them through. Comment on our Spotify episodes. We'd love to hear from you some more.
It's
Right.
true.
Well, let's get into our improv questions for the newbies. Improv questions are improv. The answers are improv as well. And if we're okay to do two each today, Bjorvio, I'd love to do that.
Yee.
And let's do them as newscasters, okay? We
Okay. Okay.
we're newscasters, and we are telling our co-host. We're co-hosting the news, and yeah, you ask the questions that way. You can start with your two.
All right. Hello and welcome to the 6 o'clock news. My name is Bjorvio, and joining me we have the Anime Dad. So before our segment today, before we go, let's first go over to weather. So Anime Dad, your
It
question is yes. Your
it
question is
is.
yes.
Yes, yes. Sorry, that's your first. No, no, I'm not a genie. Keep going, keep going. What's your first question, sir?
All right, my first question is yes. No, I'm kidding. I want you to pretend that you are in an anime universe and you see a tornado and you are saying, "Thank goodness." What anime universe are you in where you are grateful to see a tornado?
I am in. I'm most definitely in. Oh, sorry. Welcome. I didn't introduce myself. My name is Reilly, and tonight on the anime news, I will answer this question. So the question I'm going to answer is. It's hard to do this way. But I'll answer the question. I'll say Black Clover because that means one of the heroes or the mages are coming to save me from a damsel. That's the next question we can do back to normal. That was too tough. But have you seen Black Clover?
No, I know its premise and stuff. I just haven't gotten to it yet. Um,
Right.
if it's okay with you though, I'd like to keep it for my next question because it's news related,
Please
kind
keep
of.
it. Let's keep going news. I'll just I'll just get better.
All right, I'll try. I'll try it. But yeah, one of these days I'll need to watch Black Clover. It's on my list. I almost started it at one point, but then I think I started Yu Yu Hakusho instead. But anyway, besides the point. Thank you for that wonderful answer there, Reilly. Now let's move over to sports, where Reilly is our sports announcer too, because we have a terrible budget here. Please give us more ratings so we can get more people to run the news. Anyway, our sports segment today is which Hashira would be a great quarterback?
Well, thank you for passing over to me. And as we know, the Chiki Chiki Bulls have lost their final game, and they actually are drafting in a Hashira from the Demon Slayer world. It is definitely Rengoku, due to the fact that he keeps sending us emails wanting to join because he heard of our food budget and it is off the charts. So it's Rengoku.
This makes sense because one thing that I remember is when he was about to hike the ball, you hear 34 cent hut, 34 cent hut, tasty.
And then there's no more ball. No, that was great. That was great. Well done. Well done. All right. So, my good sir, my two improv questions to you. My first one, let's say, um, let's say, and you have to send out a parcel to the universe. You know how NASA, humans, I mean me, we send out parcels to particular, out in the open or radio waves to try pick up alien life.
Yes.
Now, pretend you have to send one of those out, but you've only got one episode of one anime on there to convince the aliens that we're okay, we're good people, and they, they might want to visit us. What episode, what anime would you send out there for aliens to see?
Shao Tucker. No, I'm kidding. Oh, that's really hard. You know which one? Okay, okay, okay. I need them to restore. But that one's kind of hard because you don't have the context. I'm gonna show them. I'm gonna show them the episode of Demon Slayer where Inosuke summons the muscle mice because Inosuke does a bunch of stretches, and so they must think that we're all pretty flexible. They must, and they see that we all can like sense things through the roof. That's pretty cool. But then I want them to think that our animals talk too, but that they're like kind of like Pokemon. So then what better way to get them into Pokemon but than to show them muscle mice that just walk around going, muscle, muscle, muscle. And so therefore they're going to see that and they're going to go, that's a place I want to visit. They have really strong mice that can carry things for us. Let's go check that out. And then they come here and they're like, oh, I'm disappointed because not everyone wears a boar's head. This is quite sad.
And then they destroy the planet. But that's a good choice. Very good choice. All right, my second question. If you could instantly transport and spend one day in three locations in Japan, what locations would they be? You're allowed to take someone other person with you. What locations would they be, and why?
Tokyo Disneyland because I love going to Disney. I love everything about it. And theirs is just spectacular. The technology is just unbelievably incredible. That's been on my bucket list for a very, very long time. Universal Disneyland also, I would count that because it's a theme park and they often have different anime and stuff. Like I've seen like different things about like Demon Slayer or like Jujutsu Kaisen and things like that and they kind of rotate like what they do and stuff. And I'm like, dude, I want that so bad. I want that so bad. And the third one is like a secret or like a small little ramen shop next to the My Hero Academia shop that's there that I think is like 4 or 5 stories tall. Maybe that's just a general anime shop in general. I don't know. I don't care. I want that. I want the ramen shop that's right next to it so that I can eat some delicious, probably nutritious ramen. Enjoy my life. And then as soon as I'm done, go spend more money than I probably should on a bunch of anime things.
Love it. Those are really good choices. And I've been watching a lot about Japan recently, and I think of you often because you are a drink man. You like drinks,
I
and the
am.
amount of drinks that they have and flavors and options and choices is huge.
I know. I keep seeing things on my TikTok of someone that keeps going to like Japanese convenience stores and like getting like their strawberry milk and stuff and like mixing it with some other things or like they come that like have a bunch of stuff in like pouches and I'm like that you pour over ice and they have like melon and strawberry banana like all these cool interesting flavors and I'm like I knowing me personally like I you know me I love food I
Hmm.
love drinks
Hmm.
like I'm a very easy man to please. So just give me that, pour that over some ice. Let's go. I'll try just about anything from a Japanese convenience store.
And it's cheap, I'm sure, as well, especially with the American dollar, it'd be flipping nothing.
Yeah. I don't know how the conversion rate over there is, but I'd be interested to look into it later.
Because New Zealand is $1 to 10 yen. So
Mm.
you would be probably $1 100 yen or something. But that's okay. That's off topic. But I like where we're heading. What are we talking about today, my man?
Today we are talking about if animes could have their own amusement park that is not like Universal where it's just kind of themed. No, it's like full blown, a whole amusement park dedicated to one anime.
Hmm.
Which three anime would make a great amusement park?
Yeah, I really like this topic. I've never been to an anime amusement. Have you been to an anime amusement park?
No, not no. I have not, sadly. I've been to an amusement park where they had like an anime store in it, but I mean, not that's nowhere near the same as what we're talking about here.
So what is third on your list? Maybe you can start us off.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with one that I feel like is a little bit interesting. It wouldn't be that big of a park. Well, maybe it would be. Um, Minor spoilers for an episode that's very early on in this anime, but I want you to picture a castle, okay? And I want you to picture a castle with a bunch of booby traps and fun and things that are designed for kids in there that is centered around spies. Does that sound pretty cool? I think so. So I'm gonna go with the castle from Spy Family.
I like that one. I like that one. I definitely did think of that too because it's incredible. It's such a cool scene, and maybe it could be an obstacle course for adults while their children pretend to be taken hostage.
Something like that, yeah. Like still throw in like the whole show of Spy Family, but like just around like that kind of thing. I'm like, oh man, that'd be kind of cool. Because then the adults could, you know, stood like that. I think there'd be some cool things for the kids to do, some cool things for the adults to do, that are all spy themed. And let's be real, who doesn't love the concept of being a spy? Like that sounds cool.
A really good choice. I like that one. Um, my number three is again from quite a popular anime, but it's focused maybe on teenagers, adults. Okay,
Hmm.
this particular amusement park. Now, it's Attack on Titan, and I'll tell you why. Imagine a colossal titan climbing the wall, a statue of a colossal titan staring at you, climbing the wall. Maybe a zip line with ODM gear connected to it, like a simulator. And then I'm thinking another thing might be like a Titan escape maze, where you have to escape a Titan, so it's more like frightening and scary. Um, and then it can, because of the unique structures in Attack on Titan as a whole, it would make quite a beautiful landscape. I'm sure it'd be very beautiful and wonderful. And then with those additional activities, it'll be fun. And it's a very very popular anime, so I think people would flock to it like anything.
Okay. I like your answer better off one now that you've explained it, but at first I was like, what am- but hey, you can't tell me that they wouldn't have a 3DM gear like roller coaster with Sasageo, Sasageo, Shinzo wa Sasageo playing like throughout that like that. Oh man, that would be okay. I'm on board with this idea. You've convinced me. It sounds awesome. I want a 3DM coaster with that playing in the background.
All right, what's your number two?
All right. So my number two is actually going to be a little bit of an interesting take here. I'm going to go with Rising of the Shield Hero. And here's
Okay.
why. I think we break it up into four areas. And each area represents something to that cardinal hero. Okay. So like Nalphames is the shield hero. So there's like sledding down slides and different things like that. And all the food there is shield based. And then there's the spear hero where you get on uh like maybe one of those pirate ship rides where it goes up and down. Then you have like the bow hero, which is its own. coaster where you are on like a bow like thing and then it launches you through the coaster. Like I think that could be a pretty cool concept of making the whole thing like around the four cardinal heroes. I know the other three are effectively useless, and I know later on we get more cardinal heroes and stuff, but like it just like you could make something with that. Plus you have all the different creatures and fun things in the land of Rising of the Shield Hero. It's an isekai, so you kind of just make it feel like, you are transported into that other world, kind of get that true isekai-like feeling. And I think you got something really special there.
I like it. I really like it. That is super special actually, and it makes sense. Again, when you first said it, I'm like, how the heck is that gonna work? But you worked it out well. That made a lot of sense. Um, Second on my list is a new anime I've started watching, but I've really enjoyed it. And this particular amusement park would be more laid back, more chilled, more family orientated, and more relaxed. And it's going to be. Have you heard of it? Laid back camping.
No, I haven't. Is it about laid back camping?
No, no, it's about battles. No, no, it's about it's slice of life anime, and I've been watching it as a family with we've been watching it as a family, and it's hard to explain, but it really is just about getting out there camping more in the winter, in the summer, seeing Mount Fuji, experiencing Japan. This one will be based around Japan. There'll be I'm thinking like campfire cooking spots to amusement park where you can camp yourself. Tents already set up. You pay. You spend the night. You've got everything ready and set. Some moped rides because they've got that in stargazing domes. Um, and stuff like that. So it's more relaxed, more laid back. Some slow rides, but more based around the outdoors. And I'm thinking it's going to be at the base of Mount Fuji, because I'm gangster like that, and that's where the anime takes place.
All right. All right. I'd check that out.
Mm.
Especially if you were like maybe just wanted like I like the idea of a chill park. Like maybe even have some like campgrounds and something like that outside the park so
Hmm.
that if you wanted to like spend the night nearby or something like, dude, you could make that's a really good concept you got going there.
Yeah, I mean, people don't camp enough, but if it's set up and easy, maybe they will.
Yeah. I'm here for it.
Who is your number one?
All right, before we get into my number one, I did want to say a very obvious special mention, and that's Pokemon.
Yeah,
Because that would just be absolutely incredible to have a Pokemon themed park. But oh my goodness, the maintenance on that, like just like you'd have to somehow find a way to update attractions with new Pokemon as they continue to do that.
true. And
Like
also
that's my go ahead.
they need like those giant Pokemon from the show. Okay, you need those giant. Remember that time where they get on that
Yes,
island?
the ones that were like Team Rocket or owned by Giovanni or something like that.
Yes, they
Yeah,
have to have those.
that would be sick.
Is there
Yeah,
such a thing as amusement Pokemon amusement?
I think kind of the same thing like what they did with JJK and One Piece and not My Hero, Naruto and some other things. They just like kind of added it to Universal for a little bit, but I don't think there's like a Pokemon amusement park. If we're wrong, just please send it to one of us because we'll be booking tickets for I got some time in about 3 weeks. Um, so maybe we'll do that. But yeah, I just the reason I didn't put it on there is because you would have to do a lot of like you would consistently need to be adding new things. I just see that doing taking a lot of money. So
That makes a lot of sense. I mean, there'll be so many different attractions, cards, so much to sell, VR experiences. It would be amazing if there was one.
it would be amazing. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. My number one is kind of a tie between two, and I would say that I would run the amusement park the same way, so I don't really want. So I'm gonna pick one that I think would be cooler, but the other one I'll mention at the end, and you'll be able to see what I mean. And that would be a Full Metal Alchemist park. Okay, because here's the thing: you have so many different types of alchemy. And then what you could do is, like at Universal, they have a thing where you can wave your wand and like cool things could happen. This one, you could do the whole thing revolving around alchemy. So, like, you clap your hands and touch a surface, and then like the windows open, or something like changes and stuff like that. Um, or they cook your food. In order to cook your food, you have to do Mustang's like flame thing, and it activates the fire, and it shoots things in front of you. And then you have different rides centered around like the different things that the alchemist can do. But then you have like the more intense coasters based off the homunculi. Okay, so you have like Envy's transforming thing where he like, which would be something kind of cool, or like Lust slides, so like the slides are her fingertips, or Pride's tendrils will come at you at certain rides. I'm like, that would be really stinking fantastic in my opinion.
Bro, I completely agree with you. I'd never even thought of that, but it would be incredible. And I've never actually been to a cool themed adventure park myself, so I don't actually know or have those ideas or but I love the ideas of also having like in clapping and things happen or touching something and then things happen as well. Um,
Right. And then you could sell things like on the back of your hand you could get the transmutation stickers. And then when you go to like certain parts of the place, like that transmutation sticker will activate one thing like because it's, based around stone alchemy, and then the other one, but if you have a water alchemy it activates something different. Like that could be something that's really cool, which kind of ties into the other one I was going to do, which was My Hero, but instead of alchemy it's just
yes.
different quirks.
I knew it was going to be My Hero. You lost one. I had such a feeling. Quirks, that makes sense as well. I was thinking for My Hero, that's my special mention as well. Some additional, like a hero versus villain center. Um,
Oh.
there was a couple other things I thought of. Maybe like a room where an Eraserhead impersonator teaches you. You get your hero license as you come in. Stuff like that. Um,
That's brilliant. I didn't even think of any of that, but that's great. Like getting your provisional hero license when you enter the park and that being your park ticket.
yeah,
That's cool.
yeah, yeah. That was my special mention. But my number one is reincarnated as a slime.
I
And
knew you were gonna do that.
did you?
Yeah, I don't know why. You've been on a big reincarnated as a slime thing, but here's the thing. That would be such a cool park. Like I'm not like I'll let you explain it, but dude, I think you got a winner there. I really do.
I mean, they've got so many festivals in the show itself. It's massive. But the village, they have a recreation of the village, obviously. They've got a recreation of the Jura Forest. They've got Rimuru's Castle. They've got a VR experience where you transform into a slime yourself, I'm thinking. Um, there's just even the labyrinths. That's a bit of a spoiler, but the labyrinth they could set up and yeah, there's so much that can happen there, and so many. I think just the visuals of the town and the different monster nations and monster people would be make it fun and exciting. And in all of the festivals, they have Rimuru masks and Rimuru stickers and Rimuru cupcakes and all Rimuru themed food. So that would be fun as well. So that's why it's my number one for now.
Not to mention they'd have to make like some really good jello and then they can make that into a slime that looks like Rimuru. That would be
Yes.
freaking cool. And like also they could have like parades where they have like some of the main like villagers or stuff kind of going through. And then at the end is like this giant Rimuru kind of thing,
Mm,
like almost like like mechanized, or maybe they just have someone in a costume or something. But like I think that in that to me would also feel very much like reincarnated as a slime to because I feel like they would have a parade honoring Rimuru at some
yeah,
point in time.
100%, 100%. So when are we making these things happen? Like, are we like how much money are we going to put in? Where are we going to build? And who's coming?
Well, I think like you said, we got to build it at the base of Mount Fuji.
Mm,
So
meet you there.
and then maybe maybe we'll just build like a super anime park and include all of these as different attractions. And then if you want to go from one to another, you got to buy a park hopper.
And we give the voice actors an offer they can't refuse, that they have to live in the houses of their main character.
Yes.
And they just they. I'm not saying we train them there, but they just stay in the house, and then once they push the button, they make the noise, make their voice work.
I feel sorry for Edward's voice actor then because he burnt his house down.
Oh, that's true. That's true. All right, all right. Well, let's do some improv. I think that was good, and I want to go to a Bloomin' amusement park after that. Tokyo Disney, Tokyo Universal. Here I come.
Woot woot.
Now, improv questions. I want to interview someone. And I think we go back to the news theme, and I want to interview Vegeta. Would that be okay?
Okay. Yep.
Oh my goodness, you're into it. You're in the zone. Don't have to warm up the voice or anything. All right.
I'm ready. Let's go.
All right. Well, welcome to One News, and welcome to the show. We have someone tonight who we've been told, we're quite excited about it, but we've been told he is the top disciple of Mr. Satan, in his karate tournaments, and I don't know, I'm just quite excited because I'm all excited about martial arts as a whole. Now, can you introduce yourself, sir?
I certainly can. My name is Prince Vegeta. And what am I the prince of? I'm the prince of all Saiyans!
Right. Okay. All right. Cool. How did martial arts start for you, sir?
Well, you see, I was raised on planet Vegeta. No, I didn't make that up, and no, I wasn't the king of it. That was my father, King Vegeta. Well, we had an evil overlord that blew up our planet. In order to be of use to him, I essentially learned how to fight and harness my ki. And then I took over a bunch of planets, and it was awesome! And then I came to Earth, and absolutely nothing happened when I was there. Nothing at all. I saw a clown and went, "You're ridiculous," and then I left. And then from there, I just fought other people. Okay? That's all that happened.
All right. All right. Sorry, people listening. You must have had too many knocks to the head. That's fine. Let's talk about. I saw a clown left. Let's talk about your relationships with Belma. We know she is the tech genius of Capsule Corp, and we just we love them. We love them. They are one of our biggest sponsors. How did you two meet?
Well, see, I kind of murdered her last boyfriend in cold blood. And then she was available after that. And then I went to another planet, and she was there, and I paid her absolutely no attention. In fact, I even stole one of her Dragon Balls. But then after that, when I came back to Earth, I had nowhere to go, so she basically allowed me to stay with her for a little bit. And that's where I learned a lot of earthly customs, like capsules, and that even though soap is made out of animal fat, it doesn't taste very good to eat. And it was during these lessons where I guess she started having a crush on me, and I just kind of rolled with it for a while. But then eventually we had a kid, we got married, and now that's my Bulma.
Right. Okay. All right. All right. Well, who's your next fight? Our final question, because we need to get out of here. These answers are a bit weird. Who's your next opponent?
My next opponent is definitely Kakarot. Oh, Kakarot is a clown, and I'm going to beat him and show him that an elite Saiyan warrior will always be better than someone who is not the Prince of all Saiyans.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for your time, sir. could you take us out of the show? Could you end the show?
Fine, whatever. This is Prince Vegeta. Later on, I'll be King Vegeta. And you've been listening to the 6 o'clock news. We appreciate you tuning in today. And we just wanted to say that we'll have another episode of the Anime Dudes and the Anime Dads podcast next week. You're not going to want to miss it. And if you do, you're a clown. So, what's that other thing I'm supposed to say? Oh, yes. Go beyond and
Plus
plus ultra.
Ultra.